Hi guys, I just recorded a whole 10-minute video and it did not work. Oh my god, that pisses me off. That pisses me off, and I have that problem with I'm on an Apple computer and I'm using laptop technically, photo booth, and I know there's another program and I should be using that, but I just find this easier. And I constantly have this, and I never used to have this problem, but now I have this problem a lot, and I don't know why. Anyway, I just wanted to record a quick video to kind of talk about what's going on. So I may as well start where I ended in my last video and continue from there. So am I writing a book? Am I writing a book? People keep asking me, are you writing a book? Do you have another book coming out? And I don't know if they always ask because they care. Or if they're just being polite. Oh, what's going on with you? She has no life. What should we? I'll ask her. She has a book coming out, and which could be or maybe not. I don't know. No, I don't have a book coming out. No, I'm not writing a book right now. I will tell you what I am doing in a second. That's just for a moment. I'll push that aside. But I am currently in the thought process. I do have ideas. It's not writer's block, and it's just a little bit maybe of apathy, but not writer's block, just not the right time. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. So much going on in the world. Usually I write with the concept of putting ideas in people's heads for them to think about. And right now, the world's doing that. I don't even have to do that. Every day. Every day, there's something. There's something every freaking day. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And it's the kind of stuff I probably used to write about, thinking, people won't believe. They'll be like, oh, that wouldn't actually happen. And it's happening. Of course, if you're not familiar with my books, the Hernandez series talks a lot about how the gangsters, basically, our former cartel boss, moved to Canada and essentially still has this criminal ways in the fact that he's not doing crime so much to make money, but he might do crime to take care of problems kind of way. So kind of a gangster, sort of getting shit done. And he runs the government, and he doesn't hide the fact that he runs the government, and he doesn't hide the fact to the prime minister in my book they runs him, period. And that doesn't seem like such a stretch anymore, does it? I mean, hello. And I don't, you can tackle certain. I'm thinking I'm in Canada, okay, so don't even talk about me about this and that. Although, I mean, you can, but I just don't want to hear Trump, 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 Trump. That's all I hear now. It's like, have you looked at Canadian politics? I get so frustrated when people are like, Trump, 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 Trump. Canada, you're in Canada. Look around. Well, you may not be. You may not be. I don't know who you are, but you could be watching from anywhere in the world, which is wonderful. But here in Canada, that's constant. That's constant. I'm always hearing that. I'm like, have you looked at our own government? It's a shit show. Anyway, so that's fine. But the point is, I don't care who you are or where you live or who your government is. The odds are there's sketchy stuff going behind the scenes. There's sort of the deep state they talk about. I think that's real. You might think I'm crazy. I don't care. I think I don't know if you call it the deep state. You definitely have some people who have major influence, if nothing else, on the government. We'll just leave it at that. But in my books, that major influence is I own you kind of mentality. So how can I write about stuff like that when I think that's actually going on? I don't know if I have to bring that out, but maybe I should because I don't know. I think a lot of people are starting to see things that they didn't before, but call it conspiracy theory or not, but just look around and think, and don't go by what you see on the media. And even there's independent media, I prefer them, but even them, take everything with a grain of salt, for God's sakes. Don't don't become stuck on what you hear and assume it's right. about anything. Okay, so that's my advice for the day. Not that you asked or will necessarily listen. So that's fine. The point is that makes it hard for me to write, because one of the motives I had for writing was to put ideas in people's head. And what if this is going on? What if this happened? And kind of make people think. And that's it. I'm not trying to make their mind up about anything, but think. Thinking seems to be not common anymore. And we've seen that in the last few years. But probably before, but especially in the last few years, or I have anyway. All right. So that aside, not writing right now, probably later this year. Have ideas, and they're kind of percolating, and they're still percolating, and I kind of think it's just time to let them percolate. I always rush through books. I write them fast, I get them out, and I'm off to the next thing, and I never take time to breathe, to really let people discover the book, and I'm off to the next thing. Now this time I've been focused more on trying to bring attention, different ways, joining different social media, meeting new people. I guess even you could say contacting libraries, stuff like that. Things that lets people know I'm there. I'm out there. This book's out there. This is what it's about. This is why it's important to me. And I think previously maybe I should have took more time for that. But that's maybe not. Maybe people forget about me and whatever. Maybe they never knew me. I don't know. So that's fine. What am I doing? I am writing a lot of blogs lately. And actually, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video was to say I have a Substack now, and it's at Mima on Fire, same as all my other social media. If you're ever not sure where to find me, go to my website, mimaonfire.com. You will see all my social media where you can find me. Anyways, and if pretty much everything that's on there is also on my blog. I have a personal blog, I have a writing blog. So that's what I wanted to tell you. The Substack is new, but I have been focusing a lot more on that and my personal blog, which I put both places, so you don't have to look both up, I guess. You can sign up to my Substack, and every time there's a new post, it will let you know. And I know Substack, there's different levels, and you can pay, and there's none of that with me. It's free. I don't do it for money. I do it for attention. No, I do it just to kind of talk about writing and different things going on. Lately, it's more personal stuff. Like I'm going to write a blog at some point. For example, this is writing wise though, about how I have constantly all these fake companies contacting me from overseas, and I think it's the Philippines, and contacting me about all these scams. They're writing scams. There's a ton. There was actually just a CEO of a bunch of these fake companies arrested. And I think there's a whole bunch more. They just pop up all the time. They call, they email, they try to talk to you through social media. They try to pretend they're your friend through social media. It's kind of annoying. And yeah, so I'm gonna have a post about that, for example. And the only thing they haven't done is shut up my door. I wouldn't fucking recommend it, but they probably could, because they seem to know everywhere else to find me. And and I talk about other stuff too. Like I just wrote, why buy Canadian, or why you should buy Canadian, or why. Like I just kind of talk about how I always try to support Canadian and local, not to virtue signal, which is a whole another post idea. But anyway, but because I really do believe that. I am Canadian. I've worked in Canadian jobs, including retail. I know what happens when you don't have customers, and less customers, you lose hours, you lose your job sometimes. And, these kind of things. So I'd rather support here than maybe another country. I have nothing against, like I shop at Amazon like everyone else. And even to be honest with you, this whole tariff thing, I'm not getting into that. I understand why it's a threat, why it's being threatened. And I personally like to support Canadian and American. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to support. To me, they're our neighbors. You know what I mean? They're family. Some of them aren't, but some of the people here aren't either. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, generally speaking, I think Canadians feel that way. So I do like to support America. Anyways, but the point is, I wrote a blog about it. Yeah, that's it. I am just ranting and rambling now. So these kind of things I talk about in different subjects. I am going to, this will be in Substack. This will be in my blog post. Check them out. That's the writing I'm doing at this time. I also have a newsletter. If something happens and changes anything, I will let you know from that point. We'll probably have another book probably next year. I'm gonna kind of jot some ideas down one of these days. I actually have ideas, but kind of organize them. They make some kind of sense and figure out a few things for sure. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys. Thanks for checking out this video. If it interests you, please subscribe, like, share, all that kind of stuff. It all helps. It helps bring more eyes to my videos, brings more attention, and also my writing. It's free. It's free. It's easy. Anyway, thank you guys and have a great day, and thank you for checking this one out. I do appreciate it. I really do.